Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science channel. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Maybe you've had one of those days that left you feeling a little worn down, or perhaps you're simply the kind of person who finds comfort in gentle truths and quiet wonders as you drift towards sleep. Whatever brought you here, I want you to know that this is a safe place to land. A soft corner of the internet where we explore the beautiful, reassuring science of how things heal, how bodies mend, how hearts recover, how the world itself has built into its very fabric countless mechanisms for restoration and renewal. Tonight, we're going on a journey through the tender architecture of healing. We'll wander through the quiet miracles happening inside you right now as you listen, the cellular symphonies playing out in darkness, the ancient wisdom your body carries about putting itself back together. We'll explore how sleep itself becomes medicine, how time really does have a hand in mending what feels broken, and how nature has designed recovery into almost everything that lives and breathes. Before we begin, if you're enjoying this journey already, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel and maybe leave a like. It helps others find this peaceful space too. But there's no pressure at all. What matters most is that you're here now, that you've given yourself permission to rest, to listen, to let your mind wander through these soothing landscapes of knowledge while your body does what it does best, healing in the quietness of night. So go ahead and settle in. Adjust your pillow, pull your blanket a little closer, let your shoulders drop away from your ears. You don't need to remember any of this. You don't need to take notes or stay alert. This is just for you, just for now. Just a collection of gentle truths to accompany you as you drift. Let's begin our exploration of healing and recovery, told softly, like the bedtime story your tired mind might need tonight. Your skin is always in the process of renewing itself, a constant quiet revolution happening across every inch of you. The outermost layer of your skin completely replaces itself approximately every 28 days, though you'd never notice it happening. Old cells make their way to the surface like leaves falling in slow motion, while new cells are born in the deeper layers, fresh and ready to protect you. This means that the skin you're touching right now, the surface you recognize as yourself, will be entirely new in less than a month. Your body knows how to shed what served its purpose and begin again, over and over, without you ever having to think about it or ask for it. It's a gentle reminder that transformation isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, cellular, and constant. When you cut yourself, even just a paper cut that you barely notice, your body launches an intricate healing response within seconds. Blood cells rush to the site like emergency responders, forming a protective clot that serves as both barrier and scaffolding. Then, over the hours and days that follow, specialized cells begin to knit the wound closed, building new tissue fiber by fiber, adjusting the architecture of your skin until the gap is bridged. What's remarkable is that this entire process happens whether you're thinking about it or not, whether you're awake or asleep, whether you believe in it or doubt it. Your body simply knows. It carries instructions written in the language of biology, perfected over millions of years of evolution, and it follows them faithfully every single time. The same hands that forget where you put your keys somehow remember exactly how to weave skin back together. Your bones possess a kind of memory, a remarkable ability to heal themselves stronger than they were before a break. When a bone fractures, your body doesn't just patch the damage. It actually overcompensates during the healing process, building extra bone material around the site of injury. This creates a temporary thickness, a callus of new bone that's stronger and denser than the original structure. Over time, once the bone has fully healed and your body is confident in its stability, this extra material gradually remodels itself, returning to a more normal shape while maintaining its strength. It's as though your skeleton learns from experience, remembering where it was vulnerable and fortifying those very places. This is why a properly healed bone is often stronger at the site of the old fracture than it ever was before the injury. Your body doesn't just fix problems, it prepares for the future. Sleep is perhaps the most profound healer available to you, and it costs nothing, requires no prescription, demands no special equipment. While you drift through the stages of sleep, your body engages in intensive repair work that simply cannot happen as efficiently while you're awake. Growth hormone, which triggers cellular repair and regeneration, surges during deep sleep. Your immune system produces and distributes infection-fighting substances. Your brain clears out metabolic waste that accumulated during the day, washing itself clean in waves of cerebrospinal fluid. Even your heart gets a break, as blood pressure drops and heart rate slows, giving your cardiovascular system time to rest and recover. This is why sleep deprivation feels so devastating, and why sufficient sleep can sometimes feel like magic. Because in a very real sense, you are healing yourself simply by closing your eyes and letting go. Every night is an opportunity for restoration, offered freely by your own biology. The liver possesses an almost mythological capacity for regeneration, able to rebuild itself from just a fraction of its original mass. If up to 75% of your liver were removed or damaged, the remaining healthy tissue could actually grow back to full size within a matter of months, restoring complete function. This extraordinary ability comes from the liver cells' capacity to divide and multiply when needed, responding to chemical signals that tell them growth is required. Ancient mythologies intuited this truth. The story of Prometheus, whose liver was eaten by an eagle each day only to regenerate each night, reflects humanity's long awareness that the liver is somehow special, somehow gifted with powers of renewal that other organs don't possess to the same degree. It's a quiet miracle, this organ working away inside you, filtering toxins, producing essential proteins, and maintaining the capacity to essentially resurrect itself if necessary. Your body built redundancy and resilience into its most essential systems. Tears aren't just water. They're actually a complex healing fluid that your body produces in response to emotional or physical distress. When you cry, your tears contain stress hormones and toxins that your body is actively trying to expel, making crying a form of emotional detoxification. These tears also contain natural painkillers like leucin and kephalin, which may be one reason why people often feel better after a good cry. The act of crying triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps you return to a state of calm after stress. Beyond the emotional component, tears also contain antibodies and enzymes that protect your eyes from infection, healing and defending in the same flowing gesture. So when you cry, whether from sadness, frustration, or even unexpected joy, you're not weak or broken. You're witnessing your body's built-in system for processing pain and promoting recovery, a saltwater remedy as old as human emotion itself. Your heart muscle is one of the most resilient tissues in your body, beating roughly 100,000 times every single day without rest, without vacation, without you ever having to consciously remind it to continue. While it's true that heart muscle cells don't regenerate as readily as skin or liver cells, recent research has revealed that your heart does possess a slow but steady ability to create new cardiac cells throughout your lifetime. For years, scientists believed this was impossible, that you were born with all the heart cells you'd ever have. But newer studies show that your heart replaces about 0.5% of its cells each year. A small percentage, certainly, but proof that even this tireless organ has mechanisms for renewal built into its design. After injury, such as a heart attack, surrounding cells can sometimes adapt and compensate, and supportive therapies can help optimize whatever healing is possible. Your heart working in darkness keeps faith with you decade after decade. When you laugh, truly laugh, the kind that makes your stomach hurt and your eyes water, you trigger a cascade of healing effects throughout your body. Laughter stimulates circulation, flooding your organs with oxygen-rich blood. It increases your intake of oxygen and stimulates your heart, lungs, and muscles. It triggers the release of endorphins, your body's natural feel-good chemicals, which promote an overall sense of well-being and can even temporarily relieve pain. Laughter also activates and then cools down your stress response, creating a relaxed feeling afterward. Over time, regular laughter can improve your immune system, releasing neuropeptides that help fight stress and potentially more serious illnesses. There's wisdom in the old saying that laughter is the best medicine. While it certainly can't cure everything, it does activate some of your body's most powerful healing pathways. Joy itself becomes therapeutic, a prescription written in the language of delight. Your gut lining replaces itself approximately every 5 to 7 days, making it one of the fastest regenerating tissues in your entire body. This rapid turnover makes sense when you consider what your digestive tract deals with: food, bacteria, acids, and everything else you consume passing through in an endless stream. The cells lining your intestines work hard, absorbing nutrients while forming a crucial barrier against harmful substances. Because they're exposed to so much, they need to be replaced frequently, and your body obliges with remarkable efficiency. Even if your gut has been damaged by illness, poor diet, or medication, it maintains this powerful capacity to heal and rebuild. This is why changes in diet and lifestyle can sometimes produce noticeable improvements in digestion relatively quickly. You're literally building a new gut lining every week, and each new generation of cells reflects the care you're giving your body right now. You're never stuck with the damage of yesterday. Every week is a chance to start again from the cellular level up. Pain, though unpleasant, is actually one of your body's most sophisticated healing tools, a communication system that alerts you to damage and guides recovery. When tissue is injured, specialized nerve endings called nociceptors send signals to your brain, creating the sensation of pain. But this isn't just an alarm, it's also protection. Pain makes you naturally guard the injured area, preventing further damage while healing occurs. It makes you rest, redirect blood flow, and focus resources on recovery. As healing progresses, pain typically diminishes, giving you real-time feedback about how your body is doing. Even chronic pain, though challenging, often represents your nervous system's attempt to protect you, though sometimes the signal gets stuck or amplified. Understanding pain as communication rather than punishment can sometimes change your relationship with it. Your body isn't betraying you. It's talking to you in the only language it has, trying to guide you toward wholeness. The placebo effect demonstrates something remarkable about your mind's ability to influence your body's healing processes. When people believe they're receiving treatment, even if it's just a sugar pill with no active ingredients, they often experience real, measurable improvements in their symptoms. Brain scans show that placebos can trigger the release of endorphins and activate the same neural pathways as actual medications. This isn't just in your head in the dismissive sense. It's evidence that your brain has genuine power to initiate healing responses, to modulate pain, to shift your body's chemistry based on expectation and belief. The placebo effect doesn't work for everything, and it's not a replacement for real medical treatment when needed. But it reveals something beautiful. That hope itself might be therapeutic, that your mind and body are so intimately connected that belief can sometimes become biology. You carry within you capacities for healing that science is only beginning to fully understand. Every breath you take is an act of recovery and restoration. Your lungs extract oxygen from the air and deliver it to every cell in your body, while simultaneously removing carbon dioxide, the waste product of cellular metabolism. This exchange happens automatically, about 20,000 times a day, keeping you alive and functional without any conscious effort. But breathing also has immediate healing applications. Slow, deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode that counters stress and promotes healing. Deep breathing lowers blood pressure, reduces cortisol levels, improves immune function, and helps clear your mind. Some traditions have known this for thousands of years, building entire practices around breath as medicine. Your breath is always available to you, always ready to serve as an anchor, a reset button, a way back to calm. Right now, as you listen, each breath is quietly healing you, whether you notice it or not. Your brain possesses a quality called neuroplasticity, which means it can reorganize itself, forming new neural connections throughout your entire life. For a long time, scientists believed that brain development stopped in early adulthood, that the neural landscape you had by your 20s was essentially fixed forever. But research over recent decades has revolutionized this understanding. Your brain remains changeable, adaptable, capable of learning new skills and forming new pathways even in old age. This means that recovery from brain injury is more possible than once thought, that you can rewire unhelpful patterns of thinking, that it's never too late to learn or grow or change. Every time you practice something new, study a language, learn an instrument, or even shift a habit of thought, you're literally reshaping your brain's physical structure. Healing from trauma, addiction, or depression often involves this rewiring process, gradually building new pathways while old, harmful ones weaken from disuse. Your brain is not a fixed monument but a living, flowing river. Fever, though uncomfortable, is actually one of your immune system's deliberate healing strategies. When your body detects infection, it often raises its internal temperature intentionally, creating an environment where many bacteria and viruses struggle to survive and reproduce. The elevated temperature also speeds up your immune response, making white blood cells and other defenders work more efficiently. This is why fever is so common during illness. It's not a malfunction but a feature, an ancient healing mechanism that predates modern medicine by millions of years. Moderate fever in an otherwise healthy person is usually best left alone, allowed to do its work. Your body knows what it's doing, engaging in a strategy perfected over countless generations. Of course, very high fevers require attention, but in the normal range, fever is your body turning up the heat on invaders, using temperature itself as medicine. You contain your own thermostat, your own internal wisdom about what temperature serves healing best. Human touch has measurable healing effects, from infancy through old age. Premature babies who receive regular gentle touch gain weight faster and develop more quickly than those who don't. Adults who receive massages show decreased levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and increased levels of serotonin and dopamine, neurotransmitters associated with well-being. Touch stimulates pressure receptors under your skin, which send signals to your brain that can slow heart rate, lower blood pressure, and promote relaxation. This is part of why hugs feel good, why holding hands brings comfort, why a reassuring touch on the shoulder can calm anxiety. Even self-touch, placing your hand over your heart, gently massaging your temples, can activate some of these same soothing mechanisms. We are creatures who heal through connection, whose nervous systems are designed to regulate and calm in the presence of safe, gentle touch. In the absence of another person, your own hands can offer this gift to yourself, a reminder that comfort is always within reach. Your immune system maintains a kind of memory, learning from every infection you successfully fight off. After your body defeats a virus or bacteria, specialized immune cells called memory cells remain in your bloodstream, sometimes for the rest of your life. These cells remember the specific invader, and if you encounter it again, they can mount a defense so swift and efficient that you might not even get sick. This is the principle behind vaccination, training your immune system by showing it a harmless version of a pathogen, so it develops memory cells without you having to endure the actual disease. But even without vaccines, your immune system is constantly learning, cataloging, building a library of defenses based on your lived experience. You carry within you a biological archive of every battle won, every infection overcome, every challenge survived. Your body doesn't forget its victories. It builds on them, becoming wiser and more prepared with each passing year. Scar tissue is not a failure of healing, but rather a different kind of success. When skin heals after a significant injury, the body prioritizes speed and strength over perfect aesthetic restoration. The collagen fibers in scar tissue align differently than in normal skin, more parallel, more tightly woven, making the scar actually stronger than the surrounding tissue. It's a trade-off. The scar might not look identical to what was there before, and it might not be quite as flexible, but it's durable, protective, made to last. Over time, scars often fade and soften as your body continues to remodel the tissue. But even in their visible form, scars tell a story of survival, of the body's commitment to closing wounds and moving forward. There's a certain beauty in this. The way your body chooses wholeness over perfection, chooses survival over vanity. Every scar is evidence that you healed, that your body knew what to do when you were hurt and it did it. You are walking proof of resilience. Inflammation often gets a bad reputation, but acute inflammation is actually a crucial part of your body's healing process. When you injure yourself, twist an ankle, get a splinter, strain a muscle, the affected area often becomes red, warm, swollen, and painful. This isn't damage, it's healing in action. Blood vessels dilate to bring more blood to the area, carrying immune cells, oxygen, and nutrients needed for repair. The swelling protects the area by making it stiff and harder to move, preventing further injury. The pain reminds you to be careful with it. All of these responses are strategic, purposeful, designed to optimize healing. Chronic inflammation is a different matter, persistent and often harmful, but acute inflammation is your body's rapid response team, rushing to the scene and setting up exactly what's needed for recovery. The next time something swells after an injury, you might think of it not as a problem but as a solution. Your body working overtime to heal you, even if it's temporarily uncomfortable. Take a moment here if you'd like to simply breathe. There's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, no fact you need to remember. Let your body sink a little deeper into whatever surface is holding you. You're doing beautifully. If your mind has wandered, that's perfectly fine. That's exactly what minds do when they're getting ready to rest. Let your eyes grow heavier if they haven't already closed. Feel the weight of your head on your pillow. Notice how your body is already healing as you listen, cells dividing, tissues mending, systems restoring themselves in the quiet darkness. You're exactly where you need to be. Sunlight is a surprisingly powerful healing agent, affecting your body in numerous beneficial ways. When sunlight touches your skin, it triggers the production of vitamin D, which is essential for bone health, immune function, and even mood regulation. Sunlight exposure helps regulate your circadian rhythm, improving sleep quality, which in turn enhances all your body's healing processes. Morning light especially sends signals to your brain that help you feel more alert during the day and sleepier at night, synchronizing your internal clock with the natural world. Moderate sun exposure has also been linked to reduced blood pressure and improved cardiovascular health. Even in winter or cloudy climates, whatever natural light you can access tends to be beneficial. There's a reason humans have always been drawn to sunlight, have built homes with windows, have felt instinctively better on bright days. Your body recognizes light as medicine, responding to it in ways that promote healing and well-being across multiple systems. Water is so fundamental to healing that every process in your body depends on it. Your cells need water to function. Your blood needs it to flow. Your organs need it to perform their tasks. Water helps transport nutrients to your cells and flush waste products away. It cushions your joints, protects your spinal cord and other sensitive tissues, and regulates your body temperature through sweating. When you're dehydrated, even mildly, everything in your body works less efficiently. Healing slows, fatigue increases, concentration diminishes. But the remedy is simple and always available. Each glass of water you drink is actively supporting your body's healing efforts, giving it the medium it needs to carry out thousands of chemical reactions. In older healing traditions, water was often considered sacred, a source of purification and renewal. From a biological perspective, this intuition was entirely correct. You are mostly water, and staying hydrated is one of the most basic and powerful acts of self-care you can practice. Your body produces natural antibiotics, antimicrobial compounds that help you fight off infections without any external medication. Lysozyme, found in your tears, saliva, and mucus, breaks down bacterial cell walls. Defensins, produced by white blood cells, puncture holes in bacteria and fungi. Interferons help fight viral infections by preventing viruses from replicating. These substances are constantly being produced and deployed, part of your body's standing army against potential threats. This internal pharmacy operates around the clock, adjusting its output based on what challenges you face. While modern antibiotics are powerful and sometimes necessary, it's worth remembering that your body came equipped with its own arsenal long before penicillin was discovered. Most of the minor infections you encounter never become serious illnesses, because these internal antibiotics quietly handle them. You are far more protected than you might realize, carrying within you ancient chemical defenses that have kept your ancestors alive through countless generations. Music has documented healing effects on both body and mind, influencing everything from pain perception to immune function. Listening to music you enjoy triggers the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. Music can lower cortisol levels, reducing stress and its harmful effects on your body. Studies have shown that patients recovering from surgery who listen to music often need less pain medication and report lower anxiety levels. Music therapy is used in hospitals, rehabilitation centers, and mental health settings precisely because these effects are real and measurable. The rhythm of music can influence your heart rate and breathing, often encouraging them to slow and deepen. Certain types of music, generally slower, softer, without jarring changes, are particularly effective at promoting relaxation and healing. This is why lullabies exist in every culture, why hospitals sometimes pipe gentle music into recovery rooms, why you might instinctively turn to favorite songs when you're hurting. Sound itself can be medicine, vibrations that reach into your nervous system and shift something toward calm. Your muscles have the remarkable ability to adapt and grow stronger in response to the stress you place on them, a process that involves controlled damage and healing. When you exercise, especially with resistance or weight training, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers. This sounds harmful, but it's actually the trigger for growth. During rest, especially during sleep, your body repairs these micro-tears, rebuilding the fibers slightly thicker and stronger than before. This is why rest days are crucial for athletes, and why you often feel sore a day or two after challenging exercise. That soreness is the feeling of healing in progress, your muscles recovering and adapting. Over time, this cycle of stress and recovery makes you stronger, more capable, more resilient. It's a powerful metaphor that extends beyond physical fitness. Sometimes things need to break down a little before they can be built back better. Your body understands this cycle intimately and has systems in place to turn temporary damage into long-term strength. Grief, though painful, is actually a form of emotional healing, the process by which your mind and heart integrate loss and gradually adapt to a changed reality. When you experience significant loss, your brain needs time to update its model of the world, to adjust to the absence of someone or something that mattered deeply. Grief allows this recalibration to happen. The waves of sadness, the moments of yearning, even the anger and confusion. These are your psyche's way of processing pain, of slowly accepting what can't be changed. Trying to skip grief or suppress it often just prolongs the healing process. Cultures around the world have always understood this, creating rituals and mourning periods that give grief space and structure. While grief may never fully disappear, especially for profound losses, it does typically soften over time as healing progresses. The sharp, consuming pain gradually transforms into something gentler, a tender ache, a bittersweet remembering. Your heart knows how to do this work, how to hold both love and loss, how to eventually make room for new growth around the edges of old wounds. Your sense of smell is directly connected to the parts of your brain that process emotion and memory, which is why certain scents can have powerful healing effects on your mood and stress levels. Lavender, for instance, has been shown in multiple studies to reduce anxiety and improve sleep quality. Peppermint can increase alertness and reduce headache pain. Citrus scents often boost mood and energy. These aren't just pleasant associations. They're neurological responses, scent molecules binding to receptors that trigger specific reactions in your brain and body. Aromatherapy, once dismissed as mere folk medicine, has gained recognition as a legitimate complementary treatment for various conditions. The olfactory bulb, which processes smell, has direct connections to the amygdala and hippocampus, brain regions crucial for emotion and memory. This is why a particular scent can instantly transport you to a different time and place, or why smelling something associated with safety and comfort can immediately help you relax. Your nose is a gateway to healing. Smell a form of chemical communication that can shift your internal state in moments. Trees and forests emit compounds called phytoncides, natural oils that trees produce to protect themselves from bacteria, insects, and fungi. When humans breathe in these compounds during forest walks, our immune systems respond by increasing the number and activity of natural killer cells, white blood cells that help fight infection and disease. This effect can last for days after a forest visit. The Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, is based on this science. The deliberate, mindful practice of spending time in forests to absorb their healing atmosphere. But the benefits go beyond phytoncides. Time in nature generally reduces stress hormones, lowers blood pressure, improves mood, and increases feelings of well-being. There's something in us that recognizes trees and wild places as home, that relaxes in their presence in ways that are both psychological and physiological. You don't need to understand the chemistry to benefit from it. Simply being among trees is enough. Your body knows what to do with their gifts. Gratitude practices have been shown to produce measurable changes in brain chemistry and structure, promoting healing from depression, anxiety, and trauma. When you intentionally focus on things you're grateful for, your brain increases production of dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters that enhance mood. Regular gratitude practice has been linked to better sleep, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and stronger immune function. Brain scans show that gratitude activates regions associated with emotional regulation and stress relief. Keeping a gratitude journal, expressing thanks to others, or simply pausing to acknowledge good things in your life. These simple practices can literally rewire your brain over time, strengthening neural pathways associated with positive emotions and resilience. This doesn't mean forcing positivity or denying real struggles. Rather, it's about training your attention to notice what's working alongside what's difficult, giving your brain more balanced information to work with. Gratitude becomes a form of healing precisely because it shifts your internal landscape, creating more space for well-being to take root. Your vocal cords can heal remarkably well from strain or injury, provided you give them the rest they need. These delicate folds of tissue vibrate hundreds of times per second when you speak or sing, opening and closing to shape sound. After overuse or illness, they can become swollen and irritated, making your voice hoarse or weak. But voice rest, actual silence, not even whispering, allows inflammation to subside and tissue to repair. This can be frustrating, especially if talking is central to your work or how you connect with others. Yet there's something profound in the healing power of silence, in giving this one part of your body permission to simply not perform for a while. Many professional singers and speakers learn to respect their vocal cords' limits, building in rest periods, staying hydrated, warming up properly. Your voice is an instrument, and like all instruments, it needs care and maintenance. When you rest it, you're not being weak or inconvenient. You're allowing healing to happen, trusting that silence now can restore sound later. Blood itself is a healing substance, carrying within it everything your body needs to repair damage. When you cut yourself, blood brings clotting factors that stop the bleeding, immune cells that prevent infection, and growth factors that signal tissue repair. As healing progresses, blood delivers oxygen and nutrients to the rebuilding cells while carrying away debris and waste products. Your blood is constantly circulating, constantly available to rush to wherever it's needed most. After an injury or surgery, increased blood flow to the affected area is one of the most important factors determining how quickly and completely you heal. This is why movement and certain positions that promote circulation are often recommended during recovery. They help your blood do its work more efficiently. Inside you right now, your blood is making its endless rounds, maintaining every system, carrying messages, delivering resources, removing waste, keeping you alive and healing with every heartbeat. It's a river running through you, bearing gifts of restoration wherever it flows. Hope is more than just a feeling. It has biological correlates and real effects on healing outcomes. Studies have shown that patients who maintain hope and optimism during illness tend to have better outcomes, faster recoveries, and higher quality of life than those who don't. Hope activates regions of the brain associated with reward processing and future planning. It tends to increase engagement with treatment, promote healthier behaviors, and strengthen social connections, all of which support healing. Hope also tends to reduce stress hormones and their damaging effects. This doesn't mean you can think your way out of serious illness, or that illness reflects a failure of positive thinking. But it does mean that hope is a resource, a form of energy that can fuel your body's healing efforts. Even in difficult situations, finding small things to hope for, comfort, connection, small improvements, can shift your internal state in ways that support rather than hinder recovery. Hope isn't denial. It's an acknowledgement that the future is not yet written, that possibility remains, that your story isn't finished yet. Hugging someone for 20 seconds or longer triggers the release of oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone or cuddle chemical. Oxytocin reduces blood pressure, lowers cortisol levels, decreases anxiety, and can even reduce physical pain. It promotes feelings of trust, connection, and well-being. This is why hugs feel so comforting when you're upset, why holding someone can calm both them and you. The healing power of a hug isn't metaphorical, it's neurochemical, a drug your body produces in response to safe, loving touch. 20 seconds might feel like a long time for a hug, longer than what feels socially normal with most people, but that's about how long it takes for the oxytocin release to really kick in. With someone you trust, someone who feels safe, a long hug can be profoundly soothing. And if you don't have someone available to hug, hugging yourself, wrapping your arms around your own body and holding on, can trigger some of the same calming effects. Your body can't always tell the difference between touch from another and touch from yourself. Either way, it responds with chemicals that heal. Your body has a remarkable ability to adapt to different altitudes, developing more red blood cells to carry oxygen more efficiently in high-altitude environments where oxygen is scarce. If you move from sea level to a mountain town, your body will detect the lower oxygen availability and respond by producing more erythropoietin, a hormone that signals your bone marrow to make more red blood cells. Within a few weeks, your oxygen-carrying capacity increases, and what initially felt exhausting, climbing stairs, walking uphill, becomes easier. This adaptation isn't permanent. If you return to lower altitudes, your body will adjust back down over time. But it's a beautiful example of your body's responsiveness, its ability to sense the environment and change accordingly. You're not a fixed entity but a dynamic one, constantly reading your surroundings and optimizing your internal systems to match. Athletes sometimes train at high altitudes to trigger this adaptation, then compete at lower altitudes where their enhanced red blood cell count gives them an advantage. Your body is always seeking equilibrium, always trying to meet whatever challenges your environment presents. Forgiveness of others or yourself has measurable effects on physical health, reducing chronic stress and its associated health risks. Holding on to anger, resentment, or guilt keeps your stress response system activated, leading to elevated cortisol, increased blood pressure, and weakened immune function over time. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior or pretending hurt didn't happen. Rather, it's a decision to release the grip that past harm has on your present well-being. Studies show that people who practice forgiveness tend to have lower rates of heart disease, reduced pain and blood pressure, less anxiety and depression, and stronger immune systems. Forgiveness is difficult, often a process rather than a single moment, and it's not always possible or advisable in every situation. But when you can find your way to it, forgiveness frees up enormous amounts of energy and reduces the toxic effects of chronic anger on your body. It's a form of healing that ripples outward, benefiting not just your relationships but your physical health, your longevity, your day-to-day experience of living in your body. Your stomach lining regenerates approximately every 3 to 5 days, protecting itself from the harsh acid environment required for digestion. Stomach acid is so strong it could burn through metal, yet your stomach remains intact, constantly renewing the mucus layer and epithelial cells that shield it from damage. This regeneration is crucial. Without it, the acid would quickly eat through the stomach wall. Conditions like ulcers occur when this protective system breaks down, but even then, the stomach's powerful healing capacity usually prevails once the source of irritation is addressed. This is why treatments for ulcers focus on reducing acid or eliminating bacteria like H. pylori, then giving the stomach time to heal itself. Within weeks, even significant stomach damage can resolve, the lining rebuilding itself layer by layer. You carry strong acid inside you, a potentially dangerous substance held safely by tissue that knows how to renew itself faster than the acid can destroy it. It's a balancing act performed flawlessly day after day, your body managing opposing forces with elegant precision. Creative expression, whether through art, writing, music, dance, or any other medium, has been shown to support healing from trauma, grief, and mental health challenges. Creating something externalizes internal experience, making the invisible visible in a form you can examine, share, or simply witness. The act of creation activates different brain regions than analytical thinking, often allowing access to emotions and memories that are difficult to articulate verbally. Art therapy, music therapy, and writing therapy are established therapeutic approaches precisely because they tap into healing capacities that talk therapy alone sometimes can't reach. You don't need to be skilled or talented for creativity to be healing. The process matters more than the product. A messy painting, a clumsy poem, an out-of-tune song can still serve as containers for pain, joy, confusion, or hope. Creativity gives your hands something to do with what your heart holds, transforming internal chaos into external form. In the making, something shifts. You create, and in creating you heal, not perfectly, not completely, but genuinely, turning suffering into something that exists outside yourself, something you can finally see. Fascia is the connective tissue that wraps around every muscle, bone, nerve, and organ in your body, forming a continuous web throughout your entire structure. For years, fascia was largely ignored in medicine, considered just inert packaging. But recent research has revealed that fascia is dynamic, responsive, and crucial to both movement and healing. Fascia can become tight or restricted due to injury, inflammation, or prolonged static positions, contributing to pain and limited mobility. But it can also heal, soften, and reorganize itself in response to gentle, sustained pressure, movement, and hydration. This is the basis for therapies like myofascial release, foam rolling, and certain types of massage. When you stretch slowly, when you move your body in varied ways, when you stay hydrated, you're supporting your fascia's health and healing capacity. Fascia is richly supplied with nerves and plays a role in proprioception, your sense of where your body is in space. Caring for this often overlooked tissue can have surprisingly widespread effects, improving movement, reducing pain, and enhancing your overall sense of ease in your body. You're not just muscles and bones. You're held together by this responsive, intelligent web that knows how to heal when given the right conditions. Your circadian rhythm is your body's internal clock, coordinating countless processes across a 24-hour cycle. This rhythm influences when you feel sleepy or alert, when you're hungriest, when your body temperature rises and falls, even when certain hormones are released. Disruption of circadian rhythm, through shift work, jet lag, or irregular sleep schedules, has been linked to numerous health problems, from insomnia to increased risk of chronic diseases. But your circadian rhythm also has a remarkable capacity to reset and heal when given consistent cues. Exposure to natural light in the morning, darkness at night, regular meal times, and consistent sleep schedules all help strengthen and stabilize your internal clock. When your rhythm is healthy and synchronized with your environment, nearly every system in your body functions more efficiently. Sleep improves, mood stabilizes, digestion works better, immune function strengthens. You are being designed to move in rhythm with the turning of the earth, and when you honor that rhythm, healing follows naturally. Even if your schedule has been chaotic, you can begin rebuilding a healthier pattern anytime. Your body wants to sync up. It just needs consistent signals to follow. Meditation has been extensively studied and shown to produce changes in brain structure and function that support healing from stress, anxiety, depression, and even chronic pain. Regular meditation increases gray matter density in areas of the brain associated with learning, memory, emotional regulation, and perspective taking. It decreases activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, reducing reactivity to stress. Meditation also appears to slow age-related thinning of the prefrontal cortex, and can even affect gene expression related to inflammation and immune function. These aren't just subtle shifts. Brain scans show visible differences between experienced meditators and non-meditators. But you don't need years of practice to benefit. Even brief, simple meditation practices can reduce stress hormones and improve mood. The essence of meditation is training your attention, learning to observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them. This skill strengthens your capacity to respond rather than react, creating space between stimulus and response where healing and choice can occur. In stillness, your nervous system finds permission to rest, and in rest, your body remembers how to heal. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body, providing structure to your skin, bones, tendons, ligaments, and blood vessels. As you age, collagen production naturally declines, contributing to wrinkles, joint pain, and weakened bones. But your body never completely loses its ability to produce collagen, and you can support this production through nutrition and lifestyle. Vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis. Without it, your body can't make collagen at all, which is why vitamin C deficiency leads to scurvy, a disease of failing connective tissue. Protein intake matters too, providing the amino acid building blocks collagen requires. Protecting your skin from excessive sun damage helps preserve the collagen you have. Certain exercises, particularly resistance training, stimulate collagen production in tendons and ligaments. Your body wants to maintain its structure, wants to keep producing this essential protein, and it will do so more successfully when you provide the raw materials and conditions it needs. Even in older age, even after injury, collagen continues to form and remodel, holding you together with patient, molecular persistence. Social connection is so crucial to healing that loneliness is now recognized as a significant health risk, comparable to smoking or obesity in its impact on mortality and disease. When you're connected to others, whether through friendship, family, community, or even companion animals, your body benefits in measurable ways. Social connection reduces stress hormones, lowers blood pressure, strengthens immune function, and even seems to improve outcomes in serious illnesses like cancer and heart disease. Conversely, chronic loneliness increases inflammation, raises cortisol, impairs sleep, and weakens immune response. Humans evolved as social creatures. Your nervous system is designed to regulate in relationship with others. This is why isolation can feel so devastating and why even small moments of connection, a brief conversation, a text exchange, petting a dog, can lift your mood and ease anxiety. Healing happens more readily in the context of connection. You're not meant to recover alone in the dark. Your body knows this and responds with health when you find your way back to belonging, even in small, imperfect ways. Your body maintains a slightly alkaline blood pH of about 7.4, and it will do almost anything to keep it there, because even small deviations can be dangerous. Your lungs and kidneys work constantly to regulate pH, exhaling carbon dioxide to prevent the blood from becoming too acidic, filtering and adjusting what stays and what's excreted in urine. This is such a priority that your body will pull calcium from your bones if necessary to neutralize excess acid. The popular notion of alkalizing your body through diet is largely misunderstood. What you eat doesn't significantly change your blood pH in a healthy person, because your regulatory systems are too powerful and too committed to maintaining balance. But what this pH regulation demonstrates is how fiercely your body protects its internal environment, maintaining precise conditions for your cells to function. Every breath, every heartbeat, every function of your kidneys is part of this balancing act, keeping you stable in an ever-changing world. You don't have to think about pH or consciously try to balance it. Your body is already doing it, faithfully, expertly, with systems honed over millions of years of evolution. Movement is medicine in a very literal sense, promoting healing across nearly every system in your body. Physical activity strengthens your heart, improves circulation, builds bone density, maintains muscle mass, supports joint health, enhances mood, reduces inflammation, regulates blood sugar, promotes better sleep, and boosts immune function. You don't need intense exercise to gain these benefits. Even gentle, regular movement like walking makes a significant difference. Movement helps lymph fluids circulate, supporting your immune system's ability to clear toxins and fight infections. It stimulates the production of endorphins and other mood-enhancing brain chemicals. It helps maintain balance and coordination, reducing fall risk as you age. After illness or injury, appropriate movement, often guided by physical therapy, is usually crucial to optimal recovery, preventing stiffness and weakness while promoting tissue healing. Your body is designed to move, designed to flow between activity and rest. Prolonged stillness feels uncomfortable precisely because your body knows it heals better, functions better, thrives better when it moves. Even small movements, gentle stretches, brief walks, all of these are forms of medicine, free and available whenever you're ready to take them. You're doing so well just listening, just being here. Notice how your body feels right now. Maybe there's a heaviness to your limbs, a softness in your breathing. That's exactly right. Let yourself continue to settle. These facts will be here if you want to return to them, but there's no need to hold onto any of them. Let the words wash over you like gentle waves, each one carrying you a little closer to sleep. Your body knows what to do with this rest. It's already healing you, already working its quiet miracles in the darkness. Trust it, trust yourself, you're safe here. Your body has an entire system dedicated to recycling and cleaning out damaged cellular components, a process called autophagy, which literally means self-feeding. When you fast or when your cells are under certain types of stress, they activate autophagy, breaking down old, dysfunctional proteins and organelles and repurposing their components. This cellular housekeeping is crucial for health and healing, preventing the accumulation of cellular debris that can lead to disease. Autophagy helps remove damaged mitochondria, clear out protein aggregates associated with neurodegenerative diseases, and even destroy intracellular bacteria and viruses. This process tends to decline with age, which may contribute to aging-related diseases, but it can be stimulated through practices like intermittent fasting, exercise, and certain dietary compounds. Your cells contain their own recycling program, turning waste into resources, continuously cleaning and renewing themselves from the inside out. This deep cellular healing happens largely during rest and fasting periods, another reason why sleep and occasional fasting have such powerful health effects. Your body has built-in systems for self-renewal that work below the level of consciousness, molecular janitors keeping your cellular house in order. Oxytocin, beyond its role in bonding and hugs, also has direct wound-healing properties. Research has shown that oxytocin can speed up the healing of skin wounds by reducing inflammation and promoting cell regeneration. It's been observed that people with higher levels of oxytocin tend to heal faster from injuries. Oxytocin also appears to play a role in healing the cardiovascular system, protecting heart cells, and promoting the growth of new blood vessels. This hormone is released not only through physical touch, but also through positive social interactions, acts of kindness, and even petting animals. This suggests that emotional warmth and connection might directly influence physical healing, that love and care aren't just emotionally comforting but biologically supportive. Your body doesn't separate emotional and physical healing as neatly as our language does. The same chemicals that make you feel loved and safe also tell your tissues to repair more quickly, your inflammation to calm, your heart to strengthen. Connection heals in ways both poetic and precise, both felt and measurable. Your teeth are the only part of your body that can't heal themselves once damaged, which is why dental care is so important. Unlike bone or skin, enamel, the hard outer layer of your teeth, contains no living cells and cannot regenerate. Once a cavity forms or enamel erodes, it's permanent damage that requires dental intervention. However, your teeth do have some defenses. Saliva contains minerals that can remineralize early areas of enamel weakness before they become full cavities, a kind of preventive healing. The pulp inside your teeth, which contains nerves and blood vessels, can sometimes heal from minor injuries or infections, though this capacity is limited. And your gums, being living tissue, can heal from damage if the underlying causes are addressed. While your teeth themselves can't mend like other body parts, this limitation highlights how precious they are, how they require conscious care rather than unconscious healing. They're durable but not invincible, designed to last a lifetime but only if protected. It's a reminder that not all healing is automatic, that some parts of you need deliberate attention and care. Your body produces natural antioxidants that protect your cells from damage caused by free radicals, unstable molecules that can harm cellular structures. Enzymes like superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione peroxidase neutralize free radicals before they can cause significant damage. These internal antioxidants work alongside antioxidants from food, vitamins C and E, beta-carotene, and countless plant compounds. This antioxidant system is constantly working, repairing oxidative damage to DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. It's part of why your body doesn't fall apart despite being constantly exposed to oxygen, radiation, and metabolic byproducts that generate free radicals. The balance between free radical production and antioxidant defense is crucial for health, and when this balance tips too far toward free radicals, a state called oxidative stress, it contributes to aging and disease. But your body is always working to maintain equilibrium, producing what it needs to protect and repair itself. You carry your own defense system, molecular shields working ceaselessly to preserve your cells against the ordinary damage of living. Proprioception is your body's sense of where it is in space, an often overlooked sense that's crucial for movement, balance, and healing from injury. Proprioceptors in your muscles, tendons, and joints constantly send information to your brain about your body's position and movement. After an injury, especially to joints like ankles or knees, proprioception is often impaired, which increases the risk of re-injury. But proprioception can be retrained and healed through specific exercises that challenge balance and coordination. Physical therapists often include balance work precisely for this reason, to rebuild the neural pathways that tell your body where it is and how to move safely. This is one reason why, after an ankle sprain, you might feel unstable or uncertain even after the pain subsides. The tissue has healed, but the sense of position needs to be rebuilt. With practice, your nervous system relearns, creating new or stronger pathways, restoring confidence and stability. Your body's sense of itself can be damaged and restored, a form of healing that's as much about the nervous system as about tissue repair. Silence and quiet, even brief periods of it, have measurable restorative effects on your brain and body. Studies have shown that 2 minutes of silence can be more calming than listening to relaxing music. Silence seems to allow the brain to default mode network to activate, a state associated with self-reflection, memory consolidation, and processing of experiences. In our constantly noisy world, your nervous system rarely gets a break from auditory input, which can contribute to chronic stress and overstimulation. Silence reduces cortisol levels and blood pressure. Some research even suggests that silence can prompt the development of new cells in the hippocampus, the brain region associated with memory and learning. Silence isn't empty. It's full of space and allowing, a rest for the parts of your brain that process sound and language. In silence, you can sometimes hear yourself more clearly, feel your body more fully, access a kind of peace that noise obscures. Healing often happens in quiet, in the spaces between words, in the moments when you stop talking and simply exist in the soft hush of being. Your microbiome, the trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms living in and on your body, plays a crucial role in your health and healing. The microbes in your gut help digest food, produce vitamins, regulate your immune system, protect against pathogens, and even influence your mood and mental health through the gut-brain axis. When your microbiome is balanced and diverse, you tend to be healthier. When it's disrupted by antibiotics, poor diet, stress, or illness, you become more vulnerable to disease. But your microbiome has remarkable capacity to recover and rebalance, especially when supported by probiotic-rich foods, diverse fiber sources, and stress management. You're not just one organism. You're an ecosystem, a walking world hosting countless other lives that mostly work in partnership with you. Caring for your microbiome through diet, avoiding unnecessary antibiotics, managing stress, is caring for a fundamental aspect of your healing capacity. These microscopic allies outnumber your own cells, and their well-being is inseparable from yours. When you heal your microbiome, you heal yourself from the inside out, restoring balance to this internal world. Tears contain different chemical compositions depending on whether they're emotional tears, reflex tears from irritation, or basal tears that keep your eyes moist. Emotional tears have higher concentrations of stress hormones and natural painkillers, supporting the idea that crying literally releases stress from your body. But all tears contain lysozyme, an enzyme that protects your eyes from bacterial infection, making tears a healing fluid in multiple senses. Dry eye conditions, where tear production is inadequate, can lead to discomfort and even damage to the eye surface, showing how important this constant lubrication and protection is. Your body produces about 1 to 2 ounces of tears per day, most of which drain through tiny ducts into your nose. This is why your nose runs when you cry. This system of moisture, protection, and emotional release has been with you since infancy, when crying was your primary form of communication. Tears are among your body's most ancient healing mechanisms, salt water carrying both practical protection and emotional relief. Let yourself cry when you need to. Your body knows what it's doing. Laughter yoga combines laughter exercises with yogic breathing, based on the principle that your body can't distinguish between fake and genuine laughter. Both produce beneficial physiological effects. When you laugh, even deliberately, you increase oxygen intake, stimulate circulation, activate and then release muscle tension, and trigger endorphin release. The physical act of laughing, the rhythmic movements, the deep breathing, the facial expressions, signals your body to shift into a more relaxed, positive state. Over time, deliberate laughter often becomes genuine as the mood-lifting effects take hold. Laughter yoga groups exist worldwide, gathering to laugh together not because anything is funny but simply because laughter feels good and heals. It's a reminder that you have some agency over your emotional state, that you can sometimes shift your mood through physical action. Your body influences your mind as much as your mind influences your body. Laughter is a tool you carry always, available whenever you're willing to let it rise, whether spontaneous or cultivated, genuine or practiced until it becomes real. Your kidneys filter your entire blood volume about 40 times per day, constantly cleaning waste products while retaining what your body needs. These remarkable organs regulate fluid balance, electrolyte levels, blood pressure, and pH. They also produce hormones that stimulate red blood cell production and activate vitamin D. Despite this constant intensive work, kidneys have considerable functional reserve. You can live a normal, healthy life with only one kidney functioning, or even with both kidneys functioning at a fraction of their normal capacity. Kidney cells can repair themselves after many types of injury, though chronic damage can eventually overwhelm this capacity. The kidney's ability to concentrate urine, conserving water when you're dehydrated, demonstrates their responsive intelligence. Staying hydrated, managing blood pressure, and avoiding excessive use of certain pain medications helps protect these vital organs. Your kidneys are quiet workhorses, never resting, filtering and balancing with remarkable precision. They take whatever your bloodstream brings them and sort it, save what's useful, discard what's harmful, maintaining your internal equilibrium day and night without complaint or fanfare. Nature sounds, rain, ocean waves, forest sounds, birdsong, have documented calming effects on the nervous system, reducing stress and promoting healing. These natural sounds tend to follow fractal patterns, complex but non-repeating rhythms that your brain finds inherently soothing. Listening to nature sounds can lower heart rate and cortisol levels, reduce activity in the sympathetic nervous system, and increase activity in the parasympathetic system, associated with rest and healing. This is partly why nature recordings are often used in meditation, sleep aids, and healing environments. Even if you can't physically be in nature, bringing nature sounds into your environment provides some of the same benefits. Your nervous system recognizes these sounds as signals of safety. For most of human history, the sounds of flowing water and birdsong meant the presence of resources and the absence of immediate threat. Your body still responds to these ancient cues, relaxing in response to auditory environments that signal all is well. You can access this healing just by listening, letting your ears bring you back to the kind of soundscape your ancestors knew, where survival and beauty intertwined in rustling leaves and moving water. Hormesis is the principle that small doses of stress can actually strengthen your body's healing and defensive systems, making you more resilient. Exercise is a form of hormesis, controlled stress on your muscles and cardiovascular system that triggers adaptations making you stronger. Brief cold exposure, like cold showers or winter swimming, can stimulate immune function and reduce inflammation. Even fasting creates a mild stress that activates cellular repair mechanisms. The key is that the stress must be brief, controlled, and followed by adequate recovery. Too much stress or chronic stress without recovery is harmful, but appropriate challenges, appropriately dosed, make your systems more robust. This is the biological basis for the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Not traumatic stress or harmful exposures, but calibrated challenges that your body can meet and adapt to. Your healing systems don't just fix damage, they learn from it, building stronger defenses for next time. You become more resilient not by avoiding all stress, but by facing manageable challenges and recovering from them, teaching your body that it can handle difficulty and come back stronger. Your blood pressure naturally fluctuates throughout the day, typically lowest during sleep and highest in the late afternoon. This rhythm is part of your body's circadian system, adjusting cardiovascular function to match your activity levels and needs. During sleep, your blood pressure drops by about 10 to 20%, giving your heart and blood vessels time to rest and repair. This nighttime dipping is so important that people whose blood pressure doesn't drop adequately during sleep have higher cardiovascular risk. Your heart literally needs the break that sleep provides, needs the reduction in pressure and workload to recover from the day's demands. Blood vessels themselves can heal from minor damage when given adequate rest and proper conditions. This is one reason why chronic stress, which keeps blood pressure elevated, is so harmful. It denies your cardiovascular system the recovery time it needs. When you sleep well, you're giving your heart and vessels permission to rest, reduce pressure, and heal. Your circulatory system, like everything else in your body, operates in rhythms of work and restoration, stress and recovery, pressure and release. The thymus gland, located in your chest, is where T cells, crucial immune cells, mature and learn to distinguish between your own tissues and foreign invaders. The thymus is most active during childhood, gradually shrinking as you age, which is one reason immune function tends to decline with age. However, the thymus retains some function throughout life, and emerging research suggests it may have more regenerative capacity than previously thought. Certain lifestyle factors, adequate sleep, good nutrition, stress management, exercise, can support thymus health. The thymus's gradual involution with age isn't necessarily inevitable or irreversible. Your immune system's capacity to learn and adapt, centered in this small organ, represents your body's ability to protect itself by understanding what belongs and what doesn't, what should be preserved, and what should be eliminated. Even as the thymus shrinks, the T cells it educated earlier in life continue to circulate and function, carrying forward the lessons learned in your youth. Your immune system has memory that spans decades, protection earned in childhood that continues defending you throughout your life. Color has been shown to influence mood, stress levels, and even physiological responses like heart rate and blood pressure. Color therapy or chromotherapy has ancient roots and continues in various forms today. Blue light, especially in the morning, helps regulate circadian rhythm and improve alertness, though blue light at night can disrupt sleep. Green environments reduce stress and improve recovery from mental fatigue. Red can increase heart rate and blood pressure, stimulating alertness or even arousal. Softer colors like pastels tend to be calming, while dramatic claims about color healing should be taken skeptically. The basic effects of color on mood and physiology are real and documented. Your eyes don't just receive visual information. They receive wavelengths of light that your brain interprets as color, and these wavelengths have measurable effects on your nervous system and hormones. The colors you surround yourself with aren't trivial. They're part of your environment's impact on your healing and well-being. Soft blues and greens in a bedroom, warm colors in social spaces. These choices can subtly support or hinder your body's natural healing rhythms. Bone marrow is the soft, spongy tissue inside your bones where blood cells are made. Red blood cells to carry oxygen, white blood cells to fight infection, platelets to help blood clot. This production happens continuously throughout your life, with millions of new blood cells created every second. Bone marrow is one of your most active tissues, constantly regenerating your entire blood supply. After chemotherapy or radiation, which can damage bone marrow, the body works to regenerate it, and in some cases, bone marrow transplants can save lives by providing a fresh source of blood cell production. The marrow's capacity to continually produce new blood cells means you're constantly being renewed at a fundamental level. The blood flowing through you right now contains cells that didn't exist weeks or months ago. You are always, in this sense, being remade from the inside. Your bones hollow chambers of creation, factories of life working in darkness, ensuring you have what you need to carry oxygen, fight disease, and heal wounds. Your skeleton isn't just structure. It's also source, birthplace of the very cells that keep you alive. Yawning, that universal and contagious behavior, may actually serve a brain-cooling function, helping regulate brain temperature and optimize mental performance. When you yawn, you take in a large volume of cool air, and the stretching of your jaw increases blood flow to the brain, potentially cooling the blood that circulates there. Some research suggests that excessive yawning might be your brain's attempt to cool down when you're tired, stressed, or overheated. Yawning also increases oxygen intake and heart rate briefly, potentially providing a quick boost in alertness. The fact that yawning is contagious, seeing someone yawn often makes you yawn, might be related to empathy and social bonding, your nervous system mirroring and synchronizing with others. Despite being such a common behavior, yawning remains somewhat mysterious, but it appears to be your body's way of adjusting your state, cooling your brain, shifting your energy, preparing for rest or renewing alertness. It's a reset button, built-in and automatic, a signal that your body is managing its systems, making small adjustments to keep you functioning optimally. Aromatherapy massage combines two powerful healing modalities, therapeutic touch and healing scents, creating effects greater than either alone. The massage increases circulation, releases muscle tension, promotes lymphatic drainage, and activates the relaxation response. The essential oils add their specific therapeutic properties: lavender's calming effects, peppermint's invigoration, eucalyptus's respiratory benefits. The combination can reduce pain, lower anxiety, improve sleep quality, boost mood, and support immune function. What's particularly interesting is that this doesn't require belief to work. The physiological effects occur whether you think it will help or not, though belief and relaxation may enhance the benefits. Your skin absorbs small amounts of the essential oil compounds while you breathe them in, providing multiple routes of entry into your body. Meanwhile, the caring human touch alone provides comfort and healing. This multi-sensory approach to healing recognizes that you're a complex being with multiple pathways to wellness, that engaging several senses and systems at once can create profound relaxation and restoration. Healing doesn't have to be harsh or medical. Sometimes it can be gentle, beautiful, and fragrant. How are you doing? Are your eyes closed now, or are they getting heavier? Either way is perfect. Let your jaw relax if you notice any tension there. Maybe let your tongue rest gently away from the roof of your mouth. Feel your breath moving in and out, effortless, automatic. Your body is taking care of you right now, doing all these incredible things we've been talking about, healing you in ways you don't have to understand or control. Just let it happen. You're so safe here, so allowed to rest. There's nowhere else you need to be. Mitochondria are often called the powerhouses of your cells, generating most of the energy your body uses. These tiny structures have their own DNA, separate from your nuclear DNA, because billions of years ago they were independent bacteria that entered into a symbiotic relationship with early cells. You literally carry within you the descendants of ancient bacteria, now working in cooperation to keep you alive. Mitochondria can be damaged by toxins, poor diet, chronic stress, and aging, but they also have repair mechanisms and can even be replaced. Exercise stimulates the production of new mitochondria, a process called mitochondrial biogenesis, which is one reason exercise improves energy levels and overall health. Supporting your mitochondria through lifestyle, eating nutrient-dense foods, managing stress, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, supports your fundamental energy production and healing capacity. When you feel fatigued, sometimes it's your mitochondria that need support. These cellular engines determine how much energy you have available for healing, for movement, for life. Taking care of them is taking care of the deepest level of your cellular function, the ancient partnership that powers your existence. Prayer and meditation have shown similar effects on the brain and body, regardless of the specific religious or spiritual framework. Both practices tend to reduce activity in the parts of the brain associated with self-focused thinking and increase activity in areas associated with attention and emotional regulation. Prayer, like meditation, can lower stress hormones, reduce blood pressure, improve immune function, and promote feelings of peace and connection. For those with spiritual beliefs, prayer may also provide comfort through a sense of connection to something greater than oneself, which can be profoundly healing during illness or hardship. The healing effects don't seem to depend on having your prayers answered in the conventional sense, but rather on the act of praying itself, the focusing of attention, the articulation of hopes and fears, the moment of surrender and trust. Whether you understand this as divine intervention, psychological comfort, or nervous system regulation, the effects on well-being are real. If prayer is part of your tradition, it's a healing resource available to you always, requiring nothing but a quiet moment and the willingness to reach out to whatever you consider sacred. Your body can create new neurons in certain areas of the brain throughout your life, a process called neurogenesis. The hippocampus, crucial for learning and memory, continues to generate new neurons even in older adults. Exercise, especially aerobic exercise, is one of the most powerful stimulators of neurogenesis. Learning new things, adequate sleep, stress management, and good nutrition also support the birth of new brain cells. Depression has been linked to reduced neurogenesis, and interestingly, antidepressants and other successful depression treatments often increase neurogenesis, which may be part of how they work. The discovery of adult neurogenesis was revolutionary, overturning the long-held belief that you were born with all the neurons you'd ever have. This knowledge brings hope. Brain damage isn't always permanent, cognitive decline isn't entirely inevitable, and you have agency in maintaining and even improving your brain health throughout your life. Every time you challenge your brain with something new, every time you exercise, every night you sleep well, you're potentially supporting the birth of new neurons, new possibilities, new capacity for healing and growth. Earthing or grounding, direct physical contact with the Earth's surface, has been proposed as a healing practice, with some research suggesting it may reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and decrease pain. The theory is that the Earth carries a negative electrical charge, and direct contact allows electrons from the Earth to flow into your body, neutralizing free radicals and reducing inflammation. While research on this is still emerging and somewhat controversial, many people report feeling better after spending time barefoot on grass, sand, or soil. Even if the electrical theory isn't fully established, there are other explanations for feeling better after such contact: being outdoors, connecting with nature, taking time to slow down and notice your surroundings. The feet contain thousands of nerve endings, and varied sensory input from walking barefoot may have its own benefits. Whether the healing comes from electrons, from nature contact, from sensory stimulation, or simply from the act of slowing down and being present, the practice is harmless and often pleasant. Your body may respond to reconnecting with the Earth in ways that feel good, whether or not science has fully explained them yet. Enzymes are protein catalysts that speed up chemical reactions in your body, making life possible. Without enzymes, the biochemical reactions necessary for life would occur too slowly to sustain you. You have thousands of different enzymes, each designed for specific tasks: breaking down food, building new molecules, repairing DNA, producing energy. Enzymes can be damaged or depleted, but your body continually produces new ones based on your genetic instructions. Some nutrients serve as cofactors that enzymes need to function: minerals like zinc, magnesium, and selenium, vitamins like B vitamins and vitamin C. When you're deficient in these nutrients, your enzymes can't work optimally, and numerous body functions slow down, including healing. Supporting your enzyme function through adequate nutrition supports every process in your body. These molecular workers enable the chemistry of life, the constant transformation of one substance into another, the building up and breaking down that constitutes your metabolism. They're healing agents in the most fundamental sense, facilitating the countless reactions that repair damage and maintain health. You're a walking laboratory of chemical reactions, and enzymes are the expert technicians making it all happen. Cold exposure, practiced mindfully and gradually, can trigger beneficial adaptations including improved immune function, reduced inflammation, increased metabolic rate, and enhanced mood. When you're exposed to cold, your body activates brown fat, a type of fat tissue that generates heat by burning calories. Cold also stimulates the production of norepinephrine, a hormone and neurotransmitter that increases alertness, focus, and mood while reducing inflammation. Regular cold exposure, such as cold showers or winter swimming, has been associated with fewer sick days and improved subjective well-being. The practice requires caution and gradual adaptation. Sudden extreme cold can be dangerous. But practiced safely, cold becomes a hormetic stress, a challenge that makes your body stronger and more resilient. Many traditional cultures have included cold water practices in their healing traditions, from Scandinavian winter swimming to Japanese misogi. Your body has remarkable capacity to adapt to cold, building more resilience each time, learning to generate more heat, maintain better circulation, stay calm under uncomfortable conditions. Cold teaches your body and mind that discomfort can be temporary and survivable, building confidence in your own strength. Red light therapy, also called photobiomodulation, uses specific wavelengths of red and near-infrared light to penetrate skin and underlying tissues, where it appears to stimulate cellular energy production and reduce inflammation. Research suggests it may help with wound healing, pain reduction, skin health, and muscle recovery. The light energy is absorbed by mitochondria, potentially enhancing their function and ATP production. While more research is needed, the therapy has shown promise for various conditions with minimal side effects. It's a reminder that light isn't just for vision. Different wavelengths interact with your tissues in different ways. Your body responds to light as information and energy, using it to regulate circadian rhythm, produce vitamin D, and possibly even directly fuel cellular repair. You are, in a sense, a light-responsive being, designed to interact with the full spectrum of electromagnetic radiation from the sun. Modern light therapies attempt to harness specific beneficial wavelengths, giving your cells a targeted dose of the kind of light that helps them heal. Light as medicine. It's an ancient idea, sunlight as healer, now being explored in new forms with new precision. Storytelling and narrative therapy work on the principle that the stories you tell about your experiences shape your reality and your healing. When you craft a coherent narrative about trauma or illness, you help your brain process and integrate the experience, reducing its power to trigger ongoing stress responses. Writing about difficult experiences has been shown to improve immune function, reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, and help with processing trauma. The act of organizing chaotic experience into a story with beginning, middle, and some kind of resolution or meaning helps you make sense of suffering. It externalizes what's internal, makes the invisible visible, turns overwhelming emotion into something you can examine and share. Your brain seeks patterns and meaning. It wants to understand what happened and why. Narrative provides structure for this meaning-making process. You are, among other things, a storytelling creature, and healing often requires finding a story you can live with about what you've been through. The story doesn't have to be pretty or positive, but it does need to be yours, told in your own voice, creating coherence from chaos. Your vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in your body, running from your brainstem down through your neck, chest, and abdomen, connecting your brain to numerous organs including your heart, lungs, and digestive system. The vagus nerve is the main component of the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode that promotes healing. High vagal tone, strong vagus nerve function, is associated with better emotional regulation, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and enhanced social connection. You can stimulate your vagus nerve through practices like deep, slow breathing, humming or singing, cold water exposure, meditation, and yoga. Gentle massage of the neck and belly can also activate it. Improving vagal tone essentially means strengthening your body's relaxation response, its ability to calm down after stress, its capacity to shift into healing mode. The vagus nerve is like a highway of communication between your brain and body, constantly sending signals in both directions, helping maintain balance. Supporting vagal nerve function supports your entire healing capacity, making it easier for your body to rest, repair, and recover from whatever challenges it faces. Crying is contagious, much like yawning and laughing, because of mirror neurons in your brain that fire both when you experience an emotion and when you observe someone else experiencing it. This neural mirroring is the basis for empathy, allowing you to feel with others, to understand their experience from the inside. While this can make you vulnerable to others' distress, it's also what makes connection and mutual support possible. When someone comforts you while you cry, they're often able to sense what you need because their nervous system is literally resonating with yours. This shared emotional experience is healing in itself. It's the biological foundation of not being alone with your pain. Your mirror neurons allow healing to be a social process, something that happens between people, not just within individuals. When you comfort someone else who's hurting, you're engaging these same systems, which may be part of why helping others often makes you feel better too. You're designed for emotional connection, for shared experience, for the kind of healing that comes from being witnessed and understood by another human being. Sulforaphane, a compound found in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and kale, activates cellular detoxification pathways and has powerful anti-inflammatory and potentially anti-cancer effects. When you eat these vegetables, especially when they're lightly cooked or raw, your body converts their compounds into sulforaphane, which then triggers increased production of antioxidant enzymes and helps cells eliminate toxins. This is one reason why these vegetables appear so protective in nutritional studies. Your body can use these plant compounds to enhance its own detoxification and healing systems, essentially borrowing chemistry from plants to boost your cellular defenses. This is coevolution, plants producing defensive compounds, humans learning to eat those plants and use those very compounds for our own protection. When you eat a serving of broccoli, you're engaging in a partnership millions of years old, using plant chemistry to strengthen your own healing capacity. Every meal is an opportunity to support or hinder your body's healing efforts. The simple act of eating vegetables becomes medicine, though usually gentle and preventive rather than dramatic. Small choices, repeated over time, shape your healing capacity from the cellular level up. Your baseline heart rate variability, the variation in time between heartbeats, is a powerful indicator of your overall health and healing capacity. Higher heart rate variability generally indicates better fitness, stress resilience, and autonomic nervous system flexibility. Your heart doesn't beat like a metronome. It constantly adjusts its rhythm based on input from your nervous system, responding to breath, stress, activity, and recovery needs. This variability is a sign of health and adaptability. Low heart rate variability, on the other hand, can indicate chronic stress, poor fitness, or illness. You can improve heart rate variability through exercise, stress management, good sleep, and practices like slow breathing and meditation. Many wearable devices now track HRV, giving you a window into how your autonomic nervous system is functioning. Your heartbeat tells a story beyond just rate. The subtle variations contain information about your body's state of balance, its readiness to heal, its resilience. A flexible, variable heart rhythm is a healing heart rhythm, responsive and adaptive, dancing with your breath and your needs rather than marching in rigid time. Your heart speaks in rhythms, and those rhythms reflect your capacity for recovery and growth. Bile, produced by your liver and stored in your gallbladder, is essential for digesting fats and absorbing fat-soluble vitamins. But bile also serves as a vehicle for eliminating toxins that your liver has processed. Things like old hormones, cholesterol, and various waste products are packaged into bile and sent into your intestines for excretion. This makes healthy bile flow important for detoxification. Certain foods like bitter greens stimulate bile production and flow. Adequate fiber in your diet helps bind bile in the intestines so it's excreted rather than reabsorbed. Your liver is constantly filtering your blood, making decisions about what stays and what goes, packaging waste products for disposal. This elegant system of production, storage, and elimination demonstrates your body's sophisticated waste management, its determination to keep your internal environment clean. When this system works well, you barely notice it, but it's one of the fundamental processes keeping you healthy, allowing your body to remove what it doesn't need, what might harm you if accumulated. Your body has numerous mechanisms for taking out its own trash, and bile flow is one of the most important, quietly working every day to keep you clear and functioning well. Singing, whether in a group or alone, has remarkable healing effects on breathing, stress, immune function, and social bonding. Singing requires controlled breathing, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system and can improve respiratory function. Group singing, like in choirs, synchronizes breathing and heart rates among participants, creating physiological coherence alongside social connection. Studies have found that choir members show improved immune function with increased levels of antibodies after rehearsal. Singing releases endorphins and oxytocin, improving mood and creating feelings of bonding. It doesn't matter if you're a skilled singer. The benefits come from the act itself, from using your breath and voice in this particular way. Your voice is an instrument built into your body, and using it in song engages numerous systems at once: respiratory, neurological, emotional, social. Lullabies, work songs, hymns, chants. Every culture has singing traditions because singing serves both individual and collective needs. It's healing that's also joyful, medicine that sounds like music, a practice as old as language itself, written into your design as a vocal, breathing, social creature. Your appendix, long thought to be a useless evolutionary remnant, actually serves as a safe house for beneficial gut bacteria. When illness or antibiotics wipe out your intestinal microbiome, the bacteria hiding in your appendix can repopulate your gut, helping restore healthy bacterial balance. This discovery changed the understanding of the appendix from vestigial organ to valuable component of immune and digestive health. While you can certainly live without an appendix if it needs to be removed, having one provides a backup system for maintaining your microbiome. Your body has redundancies and fail-safes built in, systems to preserve important functions even under duress. The appendix is a small example of this, a protective reservoir ensuring that beneficial bacteria survive even when conditions in the main gut become hostile. Your body plans for disasters, builds in insurance policies, maintains reserves for times of crisis. Not every system is obvious or essential in good times, but when things go wrong, these quiet backup systems reveal their value. You're more carefully designed than you might realize, with depths of resilience built into your very structure. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, has powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, though it's poorly absorbed by the body unless paired with black pepper, which contains piperine that dramatically increases curcumin absorption. This combination has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, and modern research is validating many of the claimed benefits. Curcumin appears to modulate numerous molecular pathways involved in inflammation, potentially helping with conditions from arthritis to depression. This is an example of how traditional wisdom about food combinations often has biochemical basis, generations of experience discovering what works, even without understanding the chemistry. Your body can use compounds from spices to modulate inflammation and support healing. The medicine cabinet isn't always at the pharmacy. Sometimes it's in the kitchen, in the herbs and spices that make food taste good while also delivering therapeutic compounds. Healing through food is gentle, preventive, cumulative, small amounts over time, supporting your body's processes rather than overwhelming them. Every meal seasoned with turmeric and black pepper becomes a subtle intervention in your inflammatory pathways, a small gesture toward wellness, medicine disguised as flavor. Stretching isn't just about flexibility. It's also about nervous system regulation and proprioceptive awareness. When you stretch gently and mindfully, you're communicating with your nervous system, teaching it that it's safe to relax and lengthen. The sensation of stretching provides feedback to your brain about where your body is and how it's positioned. Over time, regular stretching can reduce chronic muscle tension, improve posture, enhance circulation, and even reduce pain by helping your nervous system recalibrate what feels normal and safe. Painful, aggressive stretching can trigger a protective response, causing muscles to tighten rather than relax. But gentle, patient stretching, especially when combined with breathing, becomes a conversation between your conscious mind and your automatic systems, a way of coaxing your body toward greater ease. Yoga and similar practices are built on this understanding, using stretching not just to increase range of motion, but to calm the nervous system, to create a sense of space and possibility in your body. When you stretch, you're not forcing change, you're inviting it, creating conditions where your body feels safe enough to let go a little, to soften, to allow more movement and flow. Your cells communicate with each other through chemical messengers, hormones, neurotransmitters, cytokines, and countless other signaling molecules. This constant communication coordinates healing throughout your body, telling cells when to divide, when to die, when to activate immune responses, when to calm down. Inflammation is a coordinated response involving numerous cell types and signals. Healing is an orchestrated process, not a random one. When this communication breaks down through disease, genetic mutations, or chronic disruption, health problems arise. But mostly this cellular conversation flows smoothly, cells talking to each other in chemical languages, coordinating responses to challenges, maintaining balance and function. You contain trillions of cells, and they're all in communication, all part of a coherent whole, all working toward the same goals of survival and thriving. This coordination happens without your conscious involvement, a vast network of information exchange happening at speeds and scales you can't perceive. Your body is a society, a community of cells cooperating, a democracy where individual cells sacrifice for the good of the whole. In this cooperation and this constant communication lies much of your healing capacity, the ability of your body to organize itself, to respond coherently to threats, to work together toward health. Let everything soften now. Your shoulders, your face, your hands. Notice if you're holding onto anything you don't need to hold. You can let it go. These words are just sounds, really just something to keep you company as you drift. Your mind might be wandering. That's perfect. That's exactly what it should do. There's no test afterward, no quiz, nothing to remember or prove. Just rest. Just this moment, this breath, this softness. Your body is doing everything that needs to be done. You're healing right now in the dark, in the quiet, without trying. Trust that. Trust yourself. You're doing so well. Hyaluronic acid is a substance your body produces naturally, found especially in your skin, joints, and eyes, where it retains moisture and provides cushioning. It can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water, making it incredibly effective at keeping tissues hydrated and plump. As you age, hyaluronic acid production decreases, contributing to wrinkles, joint stiffness, and dry eyes. Your body can still produce it throughout life, and you can support this production through hydration and nutrition. Some foods contain compounds that either provide building blocks for hyaluronic acid or reduce its breakdown. Topical hyaluronic acid is popular in skincare, and injected forms are used for joint problems and cosmetic procedures. but your own natural production is constantly working to keep your tissues hydrated and protected. This molecule, though you've probably never thought about it, is crucial for maintaining the moisture and cushioning that keep you comfortable and mobile. Your body synthesizes thousands of compounds you've never heard of, each playing specific roles in maintaining and healing you. You're a factory of helpful molecules, constantly producing what you need to stay healthy, functional, and comfortable in your own skin. Fasting or caloric restriction triggers cellular repair mechanisms including autophagy, reduces inflammation, and may promote longevity. During fasting, when external energy isn't coming in, your body shifts to maintenance and repair mode, cleaning house at the cellular level. Blood sugar and insulin levels drop, allowing your body to access stored fat for energy. Various proteins and hormones adjust to protect muscle while burning fat. Many traditional and religious practices include fasting, suggesting intuitive understanding of its benefits long before science could explain them. Intermittent fasting, restricting eating to certain hours of the day, has become popular as a more sustainable approach than extended fasts. Fasting isn't appropriate for everyone, especially those with certain health conditions, but for many people it can be a powerful tool for metabolic health and cellular renewal. Your body knows how to function without constant food input. For most of human history, regular meals weren't guaranteed, and your metabolism is designed to handle feast and famine. Giving your digestive system regular breaks allows energy and resources to go toward other processes, including healing. The pause in eating becomes an opportunity for your body to turn its attention inward, to clean and repair rather than constantly processing new input. Your skeleton is not static, it's constantly being remodeled throughout your life. Cells called osteoclasts break down old bone tissue, while cells called osteoblasts build new bone. This turnover means you essentially have a new skeleton every 10 years or so. This remodeling process allows your bones to repair microdamage, adapt to stress, and maintain strength. Weight-bearing exercise stimulates bone building, while inactivity leads to bone loss. Your skeleton literally adapts to the demands you place on it. Calcium, vitamin D, and other nutrients provide the raw materials for this constant construction project. Bone remodeling is why fractures can heal, why bones can become stronger with proper stress, and why osteoporosis develops when remodeling becomes unbalanced. Your bones are living tissue, responsive and dynamic, continuously rebuilding themselves. The skeleton you have today isn't the skeleton you had a decade ago. You've literally rebuilt yourself, atom by atom, maintaining your structure while completely replacing it. This constant renewal is healing in its most fundamental form, the replacement of old with new, the maintenance of form through continuous transformation. Sauna use, a practice with deep roots in Finnish and other cultures, has documented health benefits including improved cardiovascular function, reduced inflammation, enhanced immune response, and better mood. The heat stress from sauna bathing triggers adaptive responses similar to moderate exercise, increased heart rate, improved circulation, sweating out toxins, and the production of heat shock proteins that help protect and repair cells. Regular sauna use has been associated with reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, dementia, and even respiratory illnesses. The practice typically involves alternating heat exposure with cooling, creating a kind of vascular exercise. Beyond the physical benefits, sauna often provides psychological benefits: quiet time, relaxation, a ritual of self-care. Heat therapy is one of humanity's oldest healing practices, found across cultures in forms from sweat lodges to Roman baths to Japanese onsen. Your body responds to heat as both challenge and comfort, initially stressing and then deeply relaxing your systems. The controlled heat becomes a teacher, showing your body it can endure discomfort and emerge stronger, more relaxed, more flexible. Heat brings blood to the surface, opens pathways, softens what's tight, creates flow where there was stagnation. The piezoelectric effect is a phenomenon where mechanical pressure produces electrical charges. Your bones exhibit this property. When they're compressed or bent during movement, they generate small electrical charges. These charges appear to play a role in stimulating bone remodeling and healing. This is one reason why weight-bearing exercise strengthens bones, and why astronauts in zero-gravity experience bone loss despite otherwise being healthy. Your bones need mechanical stress to stay strong. The pressure creates electrical signals that tell osteoblasts to build more bone. Similarly, electrical stimulation is sometimes used to promote bone healing after fractures, especially ones that aren't healing well on their own. Your body uses both chemical and electrical signals for communication and healing. You're not just a chemical soup, you're also an electrical system, with voltages and currents flowing through your nervous system, your heart, and even your bones. These electrical aspects of your biology are part of what makes you alive, dynamic, responsive. Your bones literally spark when you move, tiny charges signaling cells to maintain and strengthen your structure. Walking, running, jumping. All these movements are also electrical events, pressure translated to current, mechanical force becoming biological signal, your body reading the language of physics and responding with growth. Alpha-lipoic acid is an antioxidant your body produces naturally that has the unique ability to work in both water and fat, allowing it to neutralize free radicals throughout your body. It also helps regenerate other antioxidants like vitamin C and glutathione, amplifying your antioxidant defense system. Alpha-lipoic acid appears to improve insulin sensitivity, protect nerves, support liver function, and may help with various aspects of aging and metabolic health. Your body makes it, but production decreases with age, and supplementation is sometimes recommended. This is one of many compounds your body synthesizes for its own protection and healing, part of your internal pharmacy, your chemical defense system. You're not dependent solely on external sources for healing compounds. You produce many of them yourself. Supporting your body's production through lifestyle and nutrition is often as important as what you consume directly. Your body wants to heal itself, has systems in place to do so, and will work more effectively when you provide good conditions: nutrition, rest, low stress, movement. The external choices you make enable the internal healing systems you carry, turning potential into action, design into function. Your body maintains a remarkably stable internal temperature around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, despite external temperatures varying by dozens of degrees. This thermoregulation involves numerous systems: sweating to cool down, shivering to warm up, adjusting blood flow to the skin to release or conserve heat, and metabolic adjustments to generate more or less heat. This precise temperature control is crucial because your enzymes and cellular processes function optimally within a narrow temperature range. Fever demonstrates how important your body considers temperature. It will deliberately elevate its own temperature to fight infection, even though this causes discomfort. In extreme heat or cold, your thermoregulation can be overwhelmed, but within normal conditions, it maintains your core temperature with impressive precision. This is automatic, unconscious, constant. Your body monitoring and adjusting moment by moment to keep your internal environment stable. This stability allows healing to proceed reliably, allows your cells to function predictably. You exist as a warm island of precise temperature in a fluctuating world, and maintaining that island is one of your body's highest priorities, accomplished through elegant coordination of multiple systems working together without your awareness or effort. Coenzyme Q10, also called CoQ10 or ubiquinone, is a compound your cells produce that's essential for energy production in mitochondria. It also functions as an antioxidant, protecting cells from oxidative damage. CoQ10 is found in every cell of your body, with highest concentrations in organs that need lots of energy: your heart, liver, and kidneys. Production decreases with age and is also reduced by certain medications, particularly statins. Lower CoQ10 levels have been associated with various health problems, and supplementation has shown benefits for some conditions, especially heart failure. Your body makes this crucial compound from amino acids, vitamins, and other precursors. Another example of your internal synthesis of healing compounds. The fact that every cell contains CoQ10 speaks to how fundamental it is for energy and protection. At the most basic level, healing requires energy, and energy requires CoQ10 and properly functioning mitochondria. Supporting these energy-producing processes supports everything else your body tries to do. When you feel exhausted, sometimes what you need isn't just rest but the biochemical support that allows your cells to generate energy effectively. Your vitality emerges from microscopic energy production in trillions of mitochondria, each one using CoQ10 to transform nutrients into usable power. Nostalgia, that bittersweet emotion when you remember past times, has been found to have psychological benefits including increased feelings of social connection, enhanced meaning in life, improved mood, and even increased tolerance for physical discomfort. Nostalgia connects you to your own story, reminds you of relationships and experiences that shaped you, and provides continuity between past and present. While excessive dwelling in the past can be unhealthy, moderate nostalgia appears to be restorative, offering comfort and perspective. This suggests that your memories aren't just storage, they're resources you can draw on for healing. Remembering times when you were loved, times when you overcame difficulty, times when life felt good. These memories become sources of strength in present challenges. Your past, in this sense, can heal your present, not by escaping current reality, but by reminding you of your resilience, your capacity for joy, your connections to others. Memory itself becomes therapeutic, the story of who you've been informing and supporting who you are now. You contain within you all your previous selves, all your lived experience, and that archive is not just history. It's a resource, a comfort, evidence of your own continuity and strength. Melatonin is a hormone your pineal gland produces in response to darkness, signaling to your body that it's time to sleep. Beyond regulating sleep-wake cycles, melatonin is a powerful antioxidant, crossing the blood-brain barrier to protect your brain from oxidative damage. It also modulates immune function and has anti-inflammatory effects. Melatonin levels naturally decline with age, which may contribute to age-related sleep problems and increased oxidative stress. Exposure to artificial light, especially blue light from screens in the evening, suppresses melatonin production, disrupting sleep and potentially impairing some of its protective effects. Supporting natural melatonin production through darkness at night, dim evening lighting, morning sunlight exposure, and consistent sleep schedules supports both better sleep and broader health benefits. Your body's production of melatonin is a response to the most ancient cycle on Earth, the turning of day into night. This hormone connects you to planetary rhythms, syncing your internal cycles with the external world. When you honor darkness, allowing your eyes to register the absence of light, you're participating in a pattern as old as life itself, allowing your body to produce the chemical signals that initiate rest, repair, and protection. Darkness isn't absence. It's the condition for melatonin's presence, for the healing that happens in the night. The small intestine is lined with millions of tiny finger-like projections called villi, which dramatically increase the surface area available for absorbing nutrients. If you could flatten out your entire intestinal lining, it would cover an area roughly the size of a tennis court, all folded up inside you. These villi are themselves covered with microvilli, creating even more surface area. This enormous interface between your body and your food is where nutrition becomes you, where food molecules are selected, transported across cell membranes, and enter your bloodstream to be distributed throughout your body. The intestinal lining, like we mentioned before, regenerates rapidly, but what's remarkable is how this vast, complex surface maintains its function while constantly renewing itself, all while hosting trillions of bacteria and defending against pathogens. Your gut is a busy, sophisticated border, a massive sorting operation making millions of decisions about what enters your body and what stays out. This is where healing through nutrition actually happens, not in the eating but in the absorption, in the successful transfer of nutrients from the external world into your internal one, fueling every cell, every process, every healing response your body can mount. Earthing or grounding practices aside, literally being on the ground, lying on grass, soil, or sand, provides sensory and nervous system benefits. The varied texture stimulates nerve endings differently than flat, manufactured surfaces. The connection with something living and natural can shift your mental state. Being horizontal itself allows your cardiovascular system to work less hard and promotes relaxation. Looking up at the sky instead of at eye level or down at screens changes your visual field and the kind of attention you employ. These simple postural and sensory changes can calm your nervous system, shift perspective, and provide a break from the constant upright, forward-facing posture of modern life. Your body wasn't designed for chairs and screens. It evolved in varied positions on natural surfaces, looking in all directions, moving frequently. When you lie on the earth, you're returning to a posture your body recognizes as natural, safe, ancient. The earth supports you completely, requiring nothing from you, no balance, no effort. In that full support, something in you might soften, might remember that you're allowed to be held, allowed to rest, allowed to simply be a creature among other creatures, lying on the ground under the sky, breathing, healing home. Here we are at the end of our journey through the landscape of healing. If you're still awake, that's perfectly fine. If you've drifted in and out, catching some facts and missing others, that's exactly right. This wasn't about learning or remembering. It was about being here, giving yourself this time, letting these gentle truths about restoration and recovery accompany you toward rest. Your body is so much wiser than your worried mind sometimes believes. It knows how to heal skin and bone, how to fight infection, how to clear away damage and build new tissue. It knows how to use sleep as medicine, how to transform food into energy and building blocks, how to maintain balance across thousands of processes simultaneously. Even when you feel broken, even when healing feels impossible, your body is working. Cells are dividing, tissues are mending, systems are adjusting. Healing isn't always linear or quick, isn't always visible or dramatic, but it's happening in the darkness, in the stillness, in the simple passage of time paired with your body's deep knowledge of how to put itself back together. And healing isn't just physical. Your mind heals too, processing pain and trauma, integrating difficult experiences, finding ways to carry loss while still moving forward. Your heart heals, learning to trust again after betrayal, learning to hope again after disappointment, learning to open again after closing in self-protection. These healings are slower, less predictable, less visible to medical instruments, but they're just as real. Time doesn't heal all wounds by itself, but time paired with care, with connection, with self-compassion, with whatever resources you can gather. That combination creates the conditions where emotional and psychological healing can unfold. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too damaged to heal. You are not a lost cause. You are a living system with healing encoded in your design, from the molecular level up to the level of consciousness and meaning. Every challenge you've survived has already proven your capacity to heal. You're here, breathing, listening, which means you've made it through every difficult day you've ever had. Your track record for surviving hard times is 100% so far. That's not luck. That's resilience, that's healing in action, that's your body and mind working together to keep you alive and moving forward. Tonight, as you sleep, all those healing processes we talked about will continue. Your cells will divide, your tissues will repair, your brain will clear away metabolic waste, your immune system will patrol for threats, your heart will get the rest it needs. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to try or concentrate or make it happen. It happens because it's what your body does, what it's always done, what it will continue to do as long as you're alive. Healing is your birthright, built into your biology, as natural as breathing. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for taking this time for yourself, for allowing yourself to rest, for listening to these reminders that you are a healing being in a body designed for recovery. If you enjoyed this journey and found it helpful, I'd be grateful if you'd subscribe to the channel and perhaps leave a like. It helps others find this peaceful space too. But truly, what matters most is that you're here, that you've given yourself this gift of quiet and rest. Sleep well, heal well. Trust your body to do what it knows how to do. Tomorrow will come as it always does, and you'll meet it with whatever healing happened in the night, visible or invisible, small or significant. You're going to be okay. Not perfect, not without challenges, but okay. You're healing even now as these words fade and sleep takes over. Let yourself drift. Let yourself rest. You're safe, you're allowed, you're exactly where you need to be. Good night.